lovelies, today's the day, it's the 14th of March. Weather in the north, I have no idea because I haven't even looked out the blind, but it doesn't look very bright out there. As you can see, I'm not long woken up. And I woke up with the word intentional in my head. And I'd already written a little poem, but it's not one to be read out at the moment. But the word intentional, and the line that I wrote at the top, I've got the beginnings card out. So if you're standing at your new beginning and you're finding your own intention, what's the intention behind things? And I've had conversations in the past with people, and I can remember having a creativity. So something's being created. And I can remember having a conversation with somebody that said to me once, "Oh, but I didn't do that intentionally." And I think the word intentional, excuse me while I preen my hair a little bit, as I have just woken up, the word intentional can be used in so many different connotations, as it were, that it's like, yes, you can do something and not do it intentionally, but when you keep repeating the same thing, then there's an intention there, isn't there? And that's where that word can get misconstrued. That's in my head, misconstrued, because people use it flippantly. They use it out of context, and they're like, well, actually, you already did that once. You've done it again. That's an intention. And with the clarity card literally flying out, and that's the clarity. Once you find that clarity, and you understand that link between the two, you can then see the other person's point of view, for want of a better way of putting it, but you can see their intention. And when they don't do anything and they're not disciplined enough to change their own intention, then that's their habit to break. That's their problem. It's not yours, but it's your red flag. And that's one of the biggest lessons to learn, isn't it? When you see a red flag, that's the purpose, and you don't accept it as a red flag with the acceptance card. I'm using my cards just to clarify what's going on in my own head more than anything else. Because how many of us, and I'm definitely one of them, we hand over our power to other people because we didn't listen the first time, and that's my that's been a huge lesson for me. Hello, Gabriel. We've got Archangel Gabriel here. We all have a choice. We all get to make choices. When we ignore our own intuition, and we ignore our gut feeling, and we ignore those red flags, and we ignore the intention, and the person that continually says, "Oh, I didn't do that intentionally." Well, yeah, you did, because you've done it more than once. So, and that could be a trigger to people listening to this, and I'm not going to apologise for triggering people's own thoughts. I'm just giving you mine, and this is my opinion. And it's very easy to sit and not take the opportunity to speak your truth, not take that opportunity to actually be honest, because I know myself, I have allowed people around me to take me out of my purpose, to make me think, oh well, maybe they're different, maybe. And no, people show you their true colours right at the beginning. And as humans, of course, we are curious beings, and we like to have faith in everybody. I mean, I know myself. This is the patience card, and this is so important. Have patience with yourself as well as other people. And I know myself. I can often meet somebody, and I can see the highest version of them, and they don't even know that version of them exists. And I've seen it in not lots of people over the years, just a few people over the years, where I've looked at them and thought, wow, you could be so different. You could be so much better. You could achieve so many things. But they, at that point in time, couldn't actually see it. And maybe at that point in time they weren't meant to see it. But then now I know it was never my job to try and show them how. I just had to let them know that that's what I saw. And when you see the synchronicities around you, and I don't know what this one is, and you allow the flexibility, you allow people to step into their own power in their own space, in their own time, it changes everything. And there's the power card. It changes everything about your own life, about their life, and yes, you may have to walk away from them and just let them get on with it, but that's the point of it all. The point of this whole journey is to look for the reflections, look for what's being reflected back to you. What do you need to change? What do you need to work on? Because if somebody is triggering you, that's your guide for change. 555 on the timer as I say this. That's your little, okay, what are they trying to teach me here? What do I need to know? Are you going to know that straight away? No, not at all. But over time, you'll understand that your triggers are there because something inside you is being triggered by something that somebody else is saying, and that's your cue from the universe. Got two cards coming out here. Clarity and imagination. For you to look inside and go, okay, what was that all about? Why did I react like that? How can I change my reaction? And it could be something you have to work on yourself, within yourself. And that's, you know, I've often said to people in the past, having patience with yourself, being curious about yourself and figuring out what part did you play in something. Because we can often, and I've done it myself, we can blame somebody else for something that we think they're doing without actually looking at our own self and saying, well, what am I doing? What am I doing to respond to that? Because that reaction, whatever it might be, that could be fueling them, or their reaction could be fueling you, and it's like a little battle of the wills. Stop fueling other people's triggers and understand them and find the joy in everything. Surrender and gratitude. When you surrender to your own journey and you surrender to figuring out who you are first, instead of trying to figure out what other people are, until you know who you are, you'll never figure out anybody else, honestly. I figured that one out myself. It's taken a while. And it is that curiosity. We're humans, we're curious. But our purpose is us first. I truly know that without a shadow of a doubt now. I know that the whole purpose is finding your own honesty, your own truth, your own who are you, before you can even make any thoughts on who anybody else is. I got the Hope card. Hey sis, this is my twin sister's card. Hope you're alright, my lovely. Sending you lots and lots of love. Oh, that one's flown on the floor. What is it? Positivity. So positivity's on the floor. And we've got introspection, which means looking inwards, and beginning. So if you are on this new beginning of your own journey and you're only just starting out and you're thinking, what am I doing? Just be patient, be flexible, and don't let your imagination run away with you. My advice for anybody starting out on this journey is use your words, journal. Even if you only write one word a day, use your words. Figure out why you feel the way that you feel in response to what other people say or do, or whatever it might be. And look inwards and backwards and just look at your own triggers, because until you figure them out, you won't be able to figure anybody else's out. And that, as far as I'm concerned, is the purpose of all of this. Now, I use my angel cards a lot. I'm not affiliated to whoever, sells these. I've had these for a long time now. I just love them because they give me a little sense of, it's like shuffling out the answers that you already know in your head. It's the same as doing the tarot. The tarot only gives me the energy that I sit in at that precise moment in time. They're not fortune tellers. And with the abundance card, it's figuring out your own abundance, your own, how are you abundant? What have you got to offer yourself first before you can offer anybody else anything else? Right, my lovelies, I hope that makes sense. It made utter sense to me. And I hope you're all having a wonderful, wonderful day today. It's only 8:59 in the morning. I haven't been awake very long. And I think it's Saturday. Yeah, it is Saturday. So have a wonderful, wonderful day. Don't forget to smile, because you truly never know who might need one. And if you can help another person in any way, shape or form, you never know whose light you might change. I've got the light card there. Whose life you might change. Sending you lots and lots of love.